Thank you for joining me today. I thought I'd do a little fun video, short video about moon matching. This is literally just like, there are deeper levels of this, but I'm just going to touch on the very first level. You can use this for friends, colleagues, sister, brothers, mum and dad, boss, someone that you're interested in, an ex-lover, whoever you like. It just tells you a little bit about how you work together. And I want to say that if you are using it for a love interest, you should always look at it so the woman's moon is always in front of the man's. Because that means that the man is always, you're always on his mind and he's always chasing you. If the woman's moon is behind the man, it means that you're chasing him, and what will happen is they will lose interest. But you can try this on relationships that didn't work and see if it worked for you. But it's a general idea. So I'm going to start. So we're going to say, like, for example, the man's moon is in Aries, and so is the woman's. Aries, Aries. So they're sitting on top of each other. Clearly, these two people are going to get on because they have the same aim. They're both in a similar sort of house. So if the house, like Aries, for example, if they're in Aries, it's a fiery sign. It's a movable sign. So it just means that it's progressive. They both initiate and energetic. So they have those sort of things in common. If they're in a fixed sign, they're kind of quite like the comfort zone, and they don't want to change their mind that much. So they kind of understand each other's viewpoint. And then if the man's moon is in Aries, the woman's is in Taurus. In some of the readings, particularly the Vedic, because I mean, obviously in this I'm using a little bit like the synastry that they use in Western astrology and some of the Vedic astrology ones as well. I like both because I think the Vedic one is very deep, and the Western one really shows you how you push each other's buttons as well. So man's is in Aries, woman's is in Taurus. They say in Vedic astrology that this is good, particularly when it comes to nakshatras, fixed stars, which I haven't actually done any videos on that, but I will do going ahead. But this is apparently supposed to be quite nice because the moons are quite close to each other. Personally, I don't like this because I think it's 12 and 2. So it means that literally the woman's is second from the man, and the man's moon is 12 to the woman's. So the woman, because 12th house is a little bit confusion, don't know what's happening, they're unsure. I actually don't like this personally. I mean, each to their own, but for me, it hasn't worked. I think what happens is the woman will be confused and the man will just abandon it because the whole thing just doesn't make sense, the relationship. But in some ways, some people say, yeah, this is really good. You find out, you let me know. And then we have the woman's will be 3 ahead. So it will be man's moon in Aries, woman's in Gemini. This is fantastic, fantastic. The only relationship that I can just say, it just like blew me away, was a guy whose moon was 3 houses behind mine. So he was chasing me the whole time because 3 houses away. So he's very close to my moon. And for me, I wasn't really chasing him as much because it was 11 houses away from me. So he was like very keen. And this 311, it just means that you have a lot in common, lot of interest, you're friends together, and you have fun times together. You really do get on really well. So I would say this is my absolute favorite, 311. Try it. It just really is amazing. And also because this can be going on for a long time as well, because he is so interested, because he really is joyful to him and is joyful to the woman as well. Okay, and next one. So man's moon in Aries, woman's moon in Cancer. So it just means the woman's moon is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, 4 houses away. I don't personally like this. It, yeah, I don't really like this. I think it's just squares are just a little bit like I'm better than you kind of thing. So I don't no, I actually don't personally like it. It can be good for status or things like that, but it's not one that I would go for. And then we have man's moon in Aries, woman's moon in Leo. This is nice because the man is chasing and they're trinal. So this is a very what you might call, they have things in common. They're culture. They want to learn things together. They're like teachers. They travel. They grow together. It's a very sort of stable and very long focused sort of relationship. So this is really nice. This is very harmonious as well. Then we have man's moon in Aries, woman's in Gemini. This is an absolute no, because from Aries to Virgo, there's 6 houses. So it just means this causes stress, conflicts, causes debt, loss of money, and arguments, divorce. It's just not good. They just cannot see each other's viewpoint because they're quite competitive toward each other. And from the woman's moon to the man's is 8, which is like all the things to do with the 8th house, which is like, it can be transformational, but that could be for better, for worse, divorce, discord, anger. Yeah, I wouldn't go for this one. This is, somebody had already mentioned, put a comment on the video that I did on Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and they have this configuration. She's chasing him actually, and yeah, so it's not good. And look, divorce. Then we have 7, 1, 7. What happens is the man's Aries, woman's is Libra. This is really sweet as well because there's that magnetic thing. They're so different from each other. They just really are interested, quite sort of like, they want to learn about each other. So this is quite cute too. And they could travel together and everything. It's a nice one too. Now, man's moon in Aries, woman's in Scorpio. So from this point on, what happens is now the woman is chasing. These generally don't work so well. So what will happen is, this is again a little bit like 6-8. This is 8-6 now, and will be like discord. They don't understand each other, arguments, debts, divorce, all of that. And because the man is now being chased by the woman, he's lost interest before, this is Amber Heard's one. She was chasing him. So no, this is not good. And then we have man's moon in Aries, woman's moon in Sagittarius. This is trinal, so this is quite nice again, but again the woman is chasing the man, so it's likely that the man will lose interest in her. But if he doesn't, it just means they will be like studious together, they're higher learning, spiritual, traveling together, learning together, so that could be the case. And then man's moon in Aries, woman's in Capricorn. So this is, again, woman chasing the man. So it's more of a status thing. I don't think this is particularly good myself because they could just, they could just not really get each other, really. And then we have woman's 11 houses away. So man's moon in Aries, woman's in Aquarius. And it just means that, again, the woman is chasing the man, and it can be quite fun, but I think it'll just sort of fizzle out. It'll be a nice experience. Yeah. And then again, now the woman chasing again, so the woman's will be behind the man, so 12 houses away. So it'll be man's moon in Aries, woman's in Pisces. Woman chasing, lose interest. There's a bit of confusion about what he wants, what she wants. Yeah, not great. So on top of each other is good. Woman's 3 houses away. Great communication, great fun, lots of hobbies together. That's fantastic. And obviously woman's 5 houses in front of the man, that's good, and opposites are good. The others, I mean, they can be good, but you really have to, if a woman's moon is chasing, you really got to really sort of work at it, if you like. This is one layer. I should be doing more. Remember that you can apply these to also your friends and sister, brother, you know, colleagues and everything as well, to see how you push each other's buttons. Right, that's it for now. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much for watching my video.